Hello there, welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 248, and this time out we are at Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota to continue this 1976 Chicago White Sox project using pitcher of record baseball from short season games. This is the second series of the season, and this is a two-game series. The first series was only one game due to some cold weather, two games being rescheduled later in the year. This one, I'm not sure if it was a two-game series or if one of the games was rained out or cold weather. I'm not sure. I mean, we are up in Minnesota. Baseball Reference did not list that I could see any game later in the season against the Twins that had been rescheduled from early April. So anyway, in this first game, pitching for the White Sox is Goose Gossage, and Bert Blyleven goes for Minnesota. So the first thing we'll do is to roll to determine whether we're going to be using Gossage and Blyleven's ratings, or if it's going to be the bullpen that is the pitcher of record. So it's the only time we use the D100. Unlike last time, I was trying to use it in the rest of the game. But we're going to check Chicago first. And on a 1-78, the starting pitchers get used. It's a 40, so it is going to be the starter. So it will be Gossage. And so we'll cross out bullpen here. And Goose's rating is a 0. We check Minnesota, and they are, it's a little bit hard to see Minnesota's ratings in the dark blue. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a 1-74. It's a 79, so they are going to be using their bullpen as the pitcher of record. And their bullpen, and it is kind of difficult to see this, so you'll have to trust me, is a +3. So the White Sox in real life won this game 4-1. Let's see what happens here. So we rolled the visiting team first, which is the White Sox. I got 3 D20s here that correspond to the batting, pitching, and fielding. So let's do that first for the visiting White Sox. Okay, so we have no 20s to be concerned about. First thing we look at is the blue die. That's a 15, and it's a +3. Okay, that 15 becomes an 18, and we look at Chicago's away run scored from batting, and that 18 is 3 runs. Okay, so we'll put that aside. Red die is a 10. Now we look at Minnesota's home pitching for a 10, and that is 1 run. Or, excuse me. No, I'm sorry. 10, that becomes a 13. It's 2 runs. And the fielding gets no modification from the pitcher rating. Got a 17, so we're once again looking at Minnesota's. It has to be a 13 or less for them not to give up any unearned runs. It's a 17, so we'll roll the green D20 again, and we get a 4. And that's going to be 1 run due to fielding. So the White Sox get 6 runs in this one. All right, now we'll do the same thing for Minnesota. Okay, so no 20s once again. We got a 12, a 10, and a 9. So we look at the 12. Gossage is a 0, so there's no modifier. So we look at Minnesota's home run scoring on a 12, and that's 2 runs. Okay, and we got a 10. So that is no modifier. That remains a 10. And we look at the away pitching for Chicago, and that 10 is 1 run. And the fielding, we got a 9. Chicago's fielding 15 or less. That means they gave up no unearned runs, so that's a 0. Now, right now, the Twins are losing 6-3. So this is the first time we're going to actually be using the late game home field advantage. Okay, so we take Chicago's away, that's a 3. Minnesota's home is a 2, that's a 5. So on a 5 or less, and I'm sorry, there's one other thing we have to do there. Or no, excuse me, no. On a 5 or less, I need to check this. And I should know this before coming into the game, but I want to check this. Let's see. I'm just trying to remember if we used the pitching in this. Okay, so there's no pitcher rating in this late inning home field advantage. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Right now it is 6-3 in favor of the White Sox. And Chicago's away late game rating is a 3. Minnesota's home late game rating, is a 2. So that's a total of 5. So on a 5 or less, Minnesota will score a run. And they don't. So that's it. And White Sox win it 6-3, and their record goes to 2-0. All right, now got third game. Okay, Wood is starting for Chicago. He started the season opener. And also for Minnesota, we got Decker. Both of them are not in the top 5 starting pitchers, so I have an O here in parentheses to signify we're going to use the other starting pitcher ratings, which is down at the bottom of the card. All right, so first we'll determine whether or not we use Wood or the bullpen. Once again, Chicago is a 1-78. We roll a 29, so we will not be using the bullpen. We will be using the other starting pitcher rating, and that is a +2. Now we'll check for Minnesota, 1-74, and we are going to be using starting pitching. So I'll cross out the bullpen there, and Minnesota's other starters is a +1. Okay, so once again, we will roll for the visiting team, which is the White Sox. And the Twins won this game 6-2 in real life. All right, so we got an 18. Oh, we got a 10, an 18, and a 5. Okay, so Chicago, it's a 10. And we're going to look at their runs scored by batting away, but we're going to add 1. So that 10 becomes an 11, and that's 1 run. Now we look at the pitching. It's an 18. +1 becomes a 19. So we look at Minnesota's home pitching. It's a 19. It's 4. Now, the plus only comes into account if we had rolled a natural 20. The White Sox pick up 4 from Minnesota's pitching. The fielding is a 5, and Minnesota's fielding rating is a 13, so that's a 0. So the White Sox score 5 runs. And now we'll do the same for Minnesota. All right, so we have a 9, a 19, and a 4. The 9 is going to get a +2 from Wood. That becomes an 11. So we look at Minnesota's home batting on an they score 2 runs on an 11. And the pitching is a 19. +2 becomes a 21. So we look at Chicago's away on a 21, and it's 4 runs. And the fielding is a 4. We look at Chicago's fielding. It's a 15, so it's less than a 15, so that's a 0. And the Twins win this one 6-5. We don't need to do the late bottom of the 9th home field advantage check. And the Twins win that game. So the White Sox finish up the series, splitting it, and move on to their next with a 2-1 record. Starting to get the hang of this game. It's pretty simple and pretty quick, as you can see. It's just the hardest part about it is that you have to remember when you're checking a team, out of the 3 die, only one of them come off that team's card. The other 2 come off the opponent's pitching card and defense. So that's going to do it for this one, and I'll be back again in the near future with another video. And until then, take care.